Hi, today is Wednesday, April 26, 2017, and this is A Swede Speaks. And recently, SVT, which stands for Sveriges Television, Sweden's television, which is the Swedish public TV broadcaster, the license payer funded one, they recently claimed in the news that the crisis in Venezuela is because of low oil prices. Let's see if I got this right. Starvation, riots, looting, government gassing of protesters and even of a hospital, including a protester shot, Maduro handing out guns to militia to kill protesters, and before that, the Maduro government had seized guns from Venezuelans, and now they are handing out guns to a militia. This is because of low oil prices. Let's make a comparison. I live in Norway since 2006. Norway is to a large extent an oil-driven economy. I mean, Norway would function fine without oil. But a large part of the Norwegian wealth comes from oil revenue. Even though the Norwegian government makes sure to save a lot of this money, they try to be responsible about it. And the low oil prices hit Norway too. There is no longer an unemployment rate of 1 or 2%. It's higher than that in Norway. And they are trying to hide away some of that in statistics. There has been real wage growth has decreased, and I think there's even been some real wage has actually decreased a little. But there is no starvation, there are no riots, there's no looting of stores, and the Norwegian government hasn't started. There have been no protests because there is no starvation, and none of this stuff is happening in Norway, which also is an oil-driven economy. What is happening in Venezuela? Do you think oil is the only factor here? Because if you think so, with all due respect, in that case, you need to educate yourself. This is because of socialism. And like Margaret Thatcher said, the problem with socialism is that eventually you always run out of other people's money. And to begin with, usually socialism works just fine. I mean, at least if you judge it by raising the living standard of poor people and so on. Yes, for a little while that will work. But eventually you will run into problems. Because eventually you have used up the oil money, you have used up whatever natural resource you are cannibalizing on. And then it declines. It just does not just decline, but it goes downhill. And this is what has happened to Venezuela. And Swedish television calls this. Swedish television claims that the problems in Venezuela is because of low oil prices. I am sorry, Swedish TV, but you are fools. If you really believe that you are fools, in other cases you are just trying to push a left-wing narrative. You are trying to tell people that this has nothing to do with the economic system in the country when it has everything to do with the economic system in the country. Which are the richest countries in the world? Yeah, Norway is probably on top 5 still, correct? But other countries? How about Switzerland? They have no oil. They have no real natural resources to speak of. They have some, of course. They make watches, and they have a free market economy. How about Hong Kong? What kind of resources do they have? Well, they have their people. They have a free market system. That's how they got rich. Even though I understand things are getting a little worse because since China took over. I think most of the people in Hong Kong would actually prefer to be under British rule. But anyway, the problem with Venezuela is not the oil price. The problem with Venezuela is socialism. It just doesn't work. And sadly, the Venezuelan people are paying for this, and they are paying a heavy price for this. And that's sad. And it's sad how the left never learns. Because I remember when the left used to share Cuba, they stopped doing that. Then they started sharing Venezuela instead. And by now, they're not really sharing Venezuela. They just don't want to talk about it. But sometimes they try, like Swedish public TV, SVT, saying that this is because of low oil prices. To quote the Swedish professor Sven Rydenfelt, isn't it strange how these natural disasters, or I guess now the financial disasters, how they always hit the socialist economists so bad? Isn't that strange? Or could there be because there is something inherently wrong with socialism? I think the problem is that there is something inherently wrong about socialism. And I'm not going to go into specifics about that right now. I just wanted to give you my thoughts on the left-wing narrative on Swedish public TV. And that's what I have to say about this right now. I would like to thank the people who are supporting this channel. Through prayers, through Patreon, through PayPal. It's all greatly appreciated. And if you like this channel, please subscribe so you don't miss anything. Please comment, and if you got something to say, feel free to comment. If you like this video, please like it. And please share this or other of my videos on social media, on Facebook and Twitter and whatever, because I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers and I want your help. And I would also like to encourage you to support this channel. And I will include all the necessary information in the information box below. This is a Swede Speaks. Have a nice day.